So I've been thinking, there's one particular topic I've noticed that no guitar YouTube page has really covered, at least not that I've seen. I'm talking about guitar catalogs, especially ones that are at least 10 years old. There's quite a few hidden gems in these things that you may not know actually exist. Here's one that I found several years ago that I thought would be neat to take a look at. Let's check it out. Alright, first page. You're going to see a little bit of a trend here in some of the guitars. A lot of them have Carina in them. So here's the Carina Classic. You can see very familiar shape, like their C1s. This is a pretty cool guitar right off the bat here. In this, it says that it's, let me see, it looks like they only produced 12 of these in 1997. So I can only imagine how much that son of a bitch costs now if you actually find one. Pretty cool. Gorgeous guitar. Carina's pretty awesome. So here's the next page here. Talking about like their 21st anniversary, talking about their warranty, all that. Originally they started in 1976. They were first a repair shop, from what I understand, and then parts manufacturer, eventually became a custom shop, and now of course they're mass produced, and they also still have a custom shop. But yeah, so here's the first page. Cool. Getting to the meat and potatoes of the catalog here, we have the Hellcat series. Here's a close-up of the specs if you want to see those. Alright. Cool stuff. And then your description here. Next up we have the Tempest series and the Avenger. This is going to be pretty familiar. These Tempest guitars, at least back then, they kind of remind me of the Les Paul Juniors, you know, without that arch top. And yeah, I mean, you could see it with your own eyes. But here's the specs for those. I hope this isn't blurry. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Mid-90 pickups, TV specials, late 50s. Half-inch maple top, Duncan Alnico Pro humbuckers. Yeah, I can imagine that sounds pretty sweet. There's the Avenger before they put Sinister Gates' name all over it. I think it's pretty cool, plain Jane looking without all the lines and shit on it. I wish they made more Avenger models. It's a really cool shape. Alright, now we have a lot of Strat and Telly type guitars, which these are really cool. Some of these, not these in particular, but some of them remind me of like Charvel guitars. So this is the S Standard series. So you have, let me see, S Standard, burgundy trim. That's a hardtail, so that would be right up my alley. I hate tremolos. Natural, looks like alder or ash. Yeah. And you have your Tellys. It's a gorgeous top on that one. That is a vintage tint SPT model. Then you got your Hum single, which again will be right up my alley. Here's the specs for those. You'll see they're pretty consistent in terms of specs. You know, kind of like a lot of manufacturers, they'll use the same kind of features. You know, same body woods across the board with minor tweaks. Same deal here. Here's your S Classic. Look at that top there. That's gorgeous. Combine that with that maple fingerboard. Some of these guitars, I swear I would jump on if they still made them, made them today. Here's some more Strats. See-through ash, gold hardware, sexy as hell. Call that your traditional series. More Tellys and Strats. Specs on those. Next up. Now we're getting into the more modern stuff. So here's like their PT series. You got your double hum, maple fretboard. Specs on those. Alright, so that's pretty cool. I really love Tellys. And getting even more modern, these are the ones that kind of remind me of like Charvels, especially these two on the top here. This is one I would jump on if I could. Sunset series, Sunset Custom Honeyburst or See-Through Purple, Ash Body again, Rock Maple Neck, Spurzle Tuners. Just close up of the text here. Specs over here. Cool stuff. Now we got to the exotic tops. They're getting prettier and prettier the more that we flip through this thing. I can see like Greg Howe or somebody playing that one up here. So this is the PT, I guess, exotic top. Here's, I'll just run through what the text says here. So, let's see, figured 1/4 inch maple top, bent, quote unquote, under a swamp ash or mahogany body. Let's see, poplar, maple ash combination, maple or mahogany, has bird's eye maple neck. Let's check out the top on that. Some of these are chambered. It's a semi-hollow, I guess. Specs on those. Hollywood series. These are probably my favorites in this. This one in the dead center here. So with this, let's see, introduced in 1996. So it says it was a flagship line, so I guess they were pretty popular back then. Comes in swamp ash or Honduran mahogany. They have semi-hollow chambers, bird's eye maple neck. I just can't get over how beautiful that one in the middle is here. Hollywood Classic. Schecter. Bring that back. All right, here's the specs for those. Okay, and the last of the electric guitars here. More exotic stuff. These, I think, are the custom shop ones. A couple of the custom shop, I believe. Doesn't really show the specs here, but flame walnut or flame koa. I would love to have a koa guitar, that'd be cool. Okay, these are limited edition. It says CS1, uniquely different, one of a kind. Each instrument is hand-built from exotic toned woods, Hawaiian flame koa, bird's eye maple, flame tiger maple, walnut. If I'm reading this right, they made 11 of them. These are set necks. They had the Seth Lover humbuckers. Some of these are just a straight-up work of art. Some of them are so nice, I'd be afraid to really take them out anywhere. Here we are getting to the bass guitars here. I'm not much of a bass player. I do have a Schecter bass that I love, though. And I guess Robert DeLeo from Stone Temple Pilots, he's famous for playing them. Guy from White Zombie. Alright, so the Model T Baron basses. Here are the specs for those. Yeah, these are pretty cool. These kind of remind me of like a 51, a Squire 51 or whatever. I don't know too much about basses, so don't beat me in the head over it. You got like your Tempest style bass, Hellcat, specs for those. Or specs for the Hellcat at least. And then the Tempest bass. Alright, here are the Fender copies. We have Jazz and P bass. They call it the S series. Very nice. Honestly, back then, if I were older, which I'm glad I'm not, but back then, if I played bass, I would honestly go with a Schecter over a Fender, easily. Just look at these. And then here are the specs on those. I mean, they're spec the hell out too. These are probably expensive as hell back then, I would imagine, unless the market's just inflated and I don't realize it. But yeah, more Fender style basses over here. They call these the traditional series specs right here. Now for your exotic top basses. I love that. I'm a sucker for purple on guitars just because nobody makes them in purple. Needle in a haystack, basically, when it comes to that. Specs right there. Yep. Let's see. All right. And here, I guess, are their custom shop guitars. So you have to like your PT Custom, California Custom, Hollywood. That PT Custom is beautiful. Art top telly, gold hardware. Yes, please. HSS looks like with a Wilkinson trim. This one right here reminds me of something you'd see from like Kiesel or Carbon, whatever you want to call it. And get to the last page. Here are some artist models, it looks like, and some more custom shops. So you have a Hellcat right here. My tripod's not cooperating. Here you go. Hellcat baritone, 30-inch scale, double neck PT. That's interesting to say the least. You got a semi-hollow, it looks like. Reminds me of Paul Gilbert's model from Ibanez. Carina, traditional. It's like another baritone. That's a 30 fretter right there. Custom. It looks like it just says custom. 5-string bass. Another semi-hollow PT. And then some of the, I don't think these are signature models. I believe these are just like tributes, I guess. Like you have the Kiss Tempest. Kiss are not known for playing Schecter, obviously, so they're probably just like nods to them, whatever. White Zombie. More White Zombie. That SG, I can't imagine that sold very well. I kind of feel bad for even calling that thing an SG. Yeah, so that's the catalog. If you stick around, I'll show some still images, so you don't have to deal with my shaky hands and camera work, but I hope you enjoyed seeing this. I do plan on doing another catalog video. I do have one more that I'm going to show you. It's not as exciting as this, but it's still cool to look back on. It's almost 10 years old now. So yeah, until next time, rock on.